In the event of earthquakes, flooding, and other disasters, emergency managers need to connect at every level of government to coordinate in real time and make informed decisions. But too often, information is trapped in silos that are not accessible to the people who need it. That's why the Central U.S. Earthquake Consortium exists, to coordinate the multi-state response and recovery planning in the region. In January 2011, the 8 member states of the CUSEC Technology Working Group teamed with the DHS Science and Technology Directorate to develop and demonstrate a regional information sharing capability during the national level exercise. The CUSEC states used Virtual USA, a national model for seamlessly integrating disparate information management applications to enable more effective multi-jurisdictional information sharing. The scenario executed by the CUSEC states at the national level exercise simulated an earthquake event in the New Madrid seismic zone.
Let's talk about a success story. The New Madrid scenario is unique in the fact that it's 8 states, and then what starts getting more complicated past that, we have 4 different FEMA regions.
The objective of the CUSEC Technology Working Group was to improve their agency's ability to execute operations in the aftermath of an earthquake by developing both the internal and regional capabilities to share information. The states identified operational information requirements and agreed upon 7 primary indicators.
The states were able to promote over 50 layers of information through Virtual USA, as well as we have several agencies, federal partners, being FEMA regions, USGS, NORTHCOM, and National Guard Bureau, or NGB. A
lot of the technology and the capabilities that Virtual USA provided were unique in that it was a way to define the data layer, and that's really the key to all this, is the data layer and the definition. So if we could define the data layer, the thing that resonates with state emergency managers is the ability to turn on a data feed and turn off a data feed, because we don't always want to share everything. Well, the Virtual USA product, the widget as we call it, allows us to do that.
The unique functional design for information sharing leveraged by the CUSEC states enabled them to drive the sharing and discovery of dynamic data content during the course of operations from within their native geospatial mapping environment. The CUSEC states also leveraged tools that enabled on-the-fly markup of their maps, which essentially functioned as a regional chalkboard with information received from operators in the field and mobile devices.
So we got away from the single COP aspect, the Common Operating Picture Viewer, to, okay, we can use our own viewer and see everybody else's stuff. And that was the big turning point.
The CUSEC states immediately realized the benefits of their collaboration during the tornadoes and Mississippi floods in the spring of 2011. The shared mission and strong leadership provided by the CUSEC board resulted in speedy deployment of real-time data from the field to the state to the FEMA regions.
It also allows us to push that information out to our folks in the field. It allows us to share that information between our state partners, federal partners, our forward IMATs, the RRCC. Virtual USA brings a vertically collaborative and a horizontally collaborative environment for us.
Our goal was to help move the dialogue forward nationally. Well, I'm very pleased with where we are today because we've established a baseline of capability that has never existed before in the United States or any elsewhere in the world.
When people like the folks in CUSEC and the first responders that were working with us are part of the solution, they'll use the technology every day. And once first responders are using technology on a daily basis to share communications, we're making the nation safer.